We have team coverage on this investigation tonight, including what we're learning about the victim. So we start with KCRA 3's Golston Dart in studio. Golston, what do we know at this hour?
Well, new details are few, actually, guys. Police say there's no threat to the community. That's what they've been saying now for the past half day. They haven't said if there's a search for a suspect or if anyone's in custody. But a statement from the school district says they're hoping for a quick arrest. So it sounds like someone's still out there. 4 people were shot after Sam Yeto School's graduation last night. An 18-year-old died in that shooting after the ceremony. 3 people are in the hospital. They're 11, 20, and 25 years old. None of the victims' names have been released yet. Investigators say nearly 1,000 people were at that ceremony, and now they're trying to find and speak with witnesses. We spoke with the Fairfield mayor, Catherine Moy, earlier today, and we're learning that there was minimal security for this event.
I think they feel like it's in police hands, and but I think that they need to stand up and talk too. These are their children too, you know. And why didn't they ask us to have police yesterday? That's the question, and they need to answer it.
And we have this within the past 10 minutes. Governor Gavin Newsom's office released a statement about the shooting. It says, quote, "Our hearts go out to the families impacted by this tragic shooting on what should have been a day to celebrate a remarkable achievement." And California Senator Adam Schiff also calling on lawmakers to take action. In his statement, he says, quote, "No family should have to experience this kind of pain. No community should have to face this trauma. Congress must do so much more to prevent senseless gun violence." Now, local leaders are saying that their focus is to support families, especially with still more graduation ceremonies coming up tomorrow. Andrea.
All right, Golston, thank you so much. And we are still trying to learn more about the victims. Police have only released their ages at this point.
Now, witnesses say the 18-year-old who died was wearing a cap and gown. We reached out to law enforcement to confirm the victim just graduated. We have not heard back. We also reached out to the coroner's office for that teen victim's name, and they told us they cannot release the person's name because it's on a police hold.
KCRA 3's Andres Valle spoke with people who knew the 18-year-old.
What are they telling you about that person?
Yeah, Andrea Curtis, of course. I just want to reiterate that we're not naming that 18-year-old victim because we haven't talked to their family. We haven't got it confirmed by officials. But we're here at the Sam Yeto High School satellite campus right next to Armijo High School. And we just spoke to one of his teachers as well as a custodian who told us he was a hard worker. He was funny. He was part of a work-study program where he actually came to this high school and worked as a custodian. He told me that, you know, he was funny to work around, but always such a hard worker. And actually, right behind me, too, on the campus itself, there is a makeshift memorial with chalk. Earlier, students were, writing kind of sayings of goodbyes to him. One of them saying, "Fly high, angel, forever rest in peace." And then one other teacher says, "Thank you for saying hi to me every morning." And of course, another one says, "You are loved and missed." So the teacher and of course the custodian told me it's been a very somber day here. It's been very quiet. It was the last day of school. And they also said, again, he graduated yesterday and he was killed. Of course, very sad, but like we talked about earlier today, right next to me is a graduation happening at Armijo High School. You can see a Fairfield police car on the campus itself. What we've noticed so far in the past 3 hours since we've been out here in Fairfield is a lot of Fairfield police cars are patrolling the neighborhoods, the parking lots, to add that sense of security after what happened yesterday. So again, as we come back over here, we are still talking to people who knew him and things like that. And so we'll bring you guys all those details about what they had to say about that victim later on tonight. Live here in Fairfield, Andres Valle, KCRA 3 News.
Okay, thank you. And families are demanding answers from the school district and police on how they are keeping kids safe at other grad ceremonies. KCRA 3's Marisol de la Cruz looks at the safety concerns and the changes officials are making.
A celebratory moment as the excitement of graduation marks the start of a new chapter for many.
Think about joining an apprenticeship or maybe going to college.
For some graduates, today also meant a change of plans. The ceremony was moved following last night's shooting after the Sam Yeto graduation, a tragedy that left many in the community shaken.
Anytime a tragedy like that happens, it's real sad. Families, friends, everybody, it's sad for everybody.
Well, I've been here all my life. I'm actually here today to celebrate my best friend graduating. And yesterday's news, it was disgusting. It's a school, my son goes there. I have my own 16-year-old. I'm around kids all the time. It's just devastating, makes my skin crawl. I just hope they find whoever it was.
Today, the Fairfield Sassoon School District released a statement to families saying police told them there is no indication of an ongoing threat to the schools or the community. Still, with several commencement ceremonies remaining, some families questioned whether enough security would be in place.
I would have thought they would have had more security because of what happened yesterday, yeah.
I don't see no security or nothing.
Would you like to see some security?
Yeah.
KCRA reached out to the district and school board seeking information about security measures for the remaining ceremonies, as well as what steps are being taken to help families feel safe attending. No district official made themselves available for an on-camera interview, but Jack Flynn, a school board member who commented as an individual and outside his board capacity, told KCRA he understands the concerns many parents and students are feeling.
Shock, sadness, and just kind of not knowing what to do. When I first learned of this, it took me a while to process this, and I think that it's going to take everyone time to process, to grieve, to figure out what the solution, how we're going to deal with this.
Fairfield police say they'll be increasing the number of officers originally assigned to commencement ceremonies and are working with mutual aid partners to provide additional resources.
At this time, the Fairfield Sassoon School District says they're prioritizing graduates, other students, staff, and families, and are not providing further statement. In Fairfield, Maricela de la Cruz, KCRA 3 News.
Well, the Fairfield High School graduation ceremony is now getting moved to Armijo High. The Golden West Middle School and Travis Unified School District delayed an early commencement ceremony today to coordinate more security.